Well, it's time for another very popular wine moment. Our viewers love these. Joining us this time all the way from France is the director of the Loire Delaunay Winery. It is Frédéric Pacou. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Jim.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, we're very excited because the winery has a very, I'm going to have to say epic story, because it's owned by a family, sold by a family, and then re-owned by a family. Can you please share the history? It's
epic and moving, probably.
Yes. Passionate, moving. Yes, let's hear
indeed,
the story.
It moved, but it's moving for us as well. In fact, the story started in 1893. It was created like lots of the producers and negociants in Burgundy, really, and it remained in the hands of the family generation after generation for a long time, until in 1993 when it had to be sold to a neighbor and competitor. I'll get to that later, maybe.
Okay.
No, in fact, Laurent Delaunay, the current owner, was then the heir of the fifth generation, and he was getting ready to take over. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, in training in California, he got a call from his mother because his father was sick, and he had to fly back quite urgently, only to discover that his father, as well as the company, were not in too good of a shape. And he did everything he could as a junior manager to salvage the company, but in the mid-90s the situation was a bit more complicated for Burgundy back then, and it was not possible. So he was left with only one possible solution, to sell it, unfortunately, which was heartbreaking for him.
Sure. Mm-hmm. But we should say for our viewers, it does have a happy ending,
yes,
almost 20 years later.
Absolutely correct, exactly 20 years later. In fact, with the success of Les Jamelles, we had new options, etc. And we happened to have a new conversation with the new owner of Loire Delaunay, asking him if he would like to consider selling it back to the family that created it. And happily, we came to terms and to an agreement, and we were able to acquire it back at the beginning of 2017, recreating the winery out of its ashes, really, and recreating wines in the historical family winery, and proposing them to the entire world. So we're so glad and proud. That's why we kind of nickname Loire Delaunay the Phoenix House, because it kind of disappeared and then was reborn for the world to discover.
That's
Beautiful.
Brilliant.
Hey, let's talk about this first wine. We've got a whole bunch of them to talk about today, all available here.
Yes.
It's great to see. What is this we're about to drink?
Burgundy is, as you know, Chardonnays. It's about 70% white. Chardonnays is the most common white grape, and Pinot Noir, most common red grape. But this is a Chardonnay from the Golden Triangle of the Côte de Beaune. It's really the heart where the best white wines from Burgundy, arguably some people would say best white wines in the world, would be produced. The Golden Triangle of Chassagne-Montrachet, Puligny-Montrachet, and Meursault. And now we are trying a Chassagne-Montrachet from the great vintage 2019.
Oh, that's lovely.
All right, well, our second wine, what are we drinking?
It is a Saint-Romain. I was just talking about this Golden Triangle, Chassagne-Montrachet, Puligny-Montrachet, and Meursault. Lovely place. Unfortunately, highly regarded, highly demanded, a little bit pricey, and therefore it's also interesting to look for alternatives which are well-positioned, good alternatives, well-made wines with similar qualities and a little bit of a lesser price tag. This is Saint-Romain. Saint-Romain is really a few kilometers away. In Burgundy, nothing is very far from each other. You know, it's a small region.
Right.
And it's just a few kilometers west of Meursault. In altitude. Here, the vineyards coming into this wine are 350 to 380 meters of altitude. That's 100 meters more than in Meursault or Chassagne-Montrachet, the one we just tried. And you feel this altitude, this freshness coming from the elevation.
Well, the next wine, I think a lot of people think is not approachable. Burgundy, you know, you're here to demystify this.
Oh yeah, that's a misconception, if I may say. Lots of people believe that Burgundy is exclusive, and in a way that's true. If you look at the world wine production, Burgundy accounts for less than 0.5% of
Wow,
that grand
really?
total. So of course it's small. Of course only the connoisseurs have learned to know it. And therefore lots of people believe that everything is expensive, speculative, overpriced. That's not always true. We're going to try a regional Burgundy, meaning it comes from several villages across the region, where the price tag here in BC is going to be in the low 30s.
Oh, wow.
So it's very approachable.
Sure.
Lots of people can afford it. And also it's a single varietal, it's 100% Pinot Noir, pretty easy to discover and to understand.
Little laughing off camera. Let's talk about our next wine, Frederick. What are we looking at?
We're looking at a Nuit Saint-Georges. Now we're entering the world of the great red Burgundy wines in Côte de Nuit, of course. Côte de Nuit sub-region name is because of this town, Nuit Saint-Georges. And that's, so the southern entry of the Côte de Nuit, it's an interesting village because in fact, again, and everything is about complexity in Burgundy, I feel almost sorry about that, but it makes it more interesting. The village is separate in two parts. The southern part, south of the town, is really steep, full of limestone, little water reserve in the earth, so therefore it gives a lot of minerality to your wine. And the northern side of the town is much deeper, much more clay, richer, and it gives more roundness to your wine. And the good Nuit Saint-Georges, like this one, are blends of the two sides, one bringing the minerality and the other one bringing the fruit.
And our final wine, geez, I can't wait to taste this one.
Yes, this is a Gevrey-Chambertin, another small production. 4,000 bottles were produced of this wine in 2020, a lovely vintage, by the way. And Gevrey-Chambertin is a legendary village. It's the wine of the kings. And the dirt, the earth in Gevrey-Chambertin is very special. It's a bit red, it's iron rich. And I think this iron richness shines in the wine as well. It gives a lovely minerality into it.
Wonderful.
We're going to ask you that question I know our viewers are wanting us to ask, and that is, out of all the wines you've had, what is your favorite?
That's a question I did not want you to ask. It's always embarrassing. I get it all the time. I would come always with different answer. I think my favorite wine for my lifetime is the wine I didn't have yesterday night. Changing all the time.
Excellent, excellent. Frederick, thank you. You've come all the way from France. We appreciate you joining us for
Just
another
for you.
wine moment. Thank you very much.
We thank you very much.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wonderful to have you.
Thank you very much.
This wine moment was brought to you by the wines of Delaunay Domaine, the journey of a family passionate about wine since 1893.